Hey there. Good morning. It is Monday, February 21st. It is a very chilly Monday. It is 0 degrees according to my phone. And we have a little snow on the ground. Just a little bit, a little dusting. Although I was not able to see the bluffs across the river. It's fine light snow, but there was enough to block the view. So what do we have today for our lectionary reading? We've got Psalm 38, Genesis 33, 1 to 17, and 1 Corinthians 11, 2 to 16. NRSV. Psalm 38, a penitent sufferer's plea for healing. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your wrath, for your arrows have sunk into me, and your hand has come down on me. There is no soundness in my flesh because of your indignation. There is no health in my bones because of my sin. For my iniquities have gone over my head. They weigh like a burden too heavy for me. My wounds grow foul and fester because of my foolishness. I am utterly bowed down and prostrate. All day long I go around mourning. For my loins are filled with burning, and there's no soundness in my flesh. I am utterly spent and crushed. I groan because of the tumult of my heart. O Lord, all my longing is known to you. My sighing is not hidden from you. My heart throbs, my strength fails me. As for the light of my eyes, it is also gone from me. My friends and companions stand aloof from my affliction, and my neighbors stand far off. Those who seek my life lay their snares. Those who seek to hurt me speak of ruin and meditate treachery all day long. But I am like the deaf, I do not hear, like the mute who cannot speak. Truly, I am like one who does not hear, and in whose mouth is no retort. But it is for you, O Lord, that I wait. It is you, O Lord my God, who will answer me. For I pray, only do not let them rejoice over me, those who boast against me when my foot slips. For I am ready to fall, and my pain is ever with me. I confess my iniquity. I am sorry for my sin. Those who are my foes without cause are mighty. Many are those who hate me wrongfully. And those who render me evil for good are my adversaries because I follow after good. Do not forsake me, O Lord. O my God, do not be far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation. All right, Genesis 33, 1 to 17. Jacob and Esau meeting up. They had a kind of a contentious childhood together. And Jacob cheated Esau out of his birthright. So they're not going to meet without some trepidation when Jacob is finally returning. He spent 14 years away, 7 years to earn what he thought was Rachel, turned out to be Leah in marriage, and another 7 years to earn Rachel. Gone a while, he's gotten wealthy. Now Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming, 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the two maids. He put the maids with their children in front, and then Leah with her children, and Rachel and Joseph last of all. He himself went on ahead of them, bowing himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell upon his neck and kissed him, and they wept. When Esau looked up and saw the women and children, he said, "Who are these with you?" And Jacob said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servants." And then the maids drew near, they and their children, and bowed down. Leah likewise and her children drew near and bowed down. Finally, Joseph and Rachel drew near and bowed down. And Esau said, "What do you mean by all this company that I met?" And Jacob answered, "To find favor with my Lord." But Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." And Jacob said, "No, please. if I find any favor with you, then accept my present from my hand. For truly to see your face is like seeing the face of God, since you have received me with such favor. Please accept my gift that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have everything I want. He urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, let us journey on our way, and I will go alongside you. Jacob said to him, my Lord knows that the children are frail, and the flocks and herds which are nursing are a care to me. And if they are overdriven for one day, all the flocks will die. Let my Lord pass on ahead of his servant, and I will lead on slowly, according to the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord and Seir. So Esau said, let me leave with you some of the people who are with me. But he said, why should my Lord be so kind to me? So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built himself a house and made booths for his cattle, and therefore the place is called Succoth, which means booths. Um, kind of like a rough shelter. All right. 1 Corinthians 11, 2 to 16. I'm talking about some head coverings a little bit this morning. I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintain the traditions just as I handed them on to you. But I want you to understand that Christ is the head of every man, and the husband is head of the wife, and God is the head of Christ. Any man who prays or prophesies with something on his head disgraces his head. But any woman who prays or prophesies with her head unveiled disgraces her head. For it is one and the same thing as having her head shaved. For if a woman will not veil herself, then she should cut off her hair. But it is disgraceful for a woman to have her hair cut off, or to be shaved, she should wear a veil. For a man ought not to have his head veiled, since he is the image of the reflection of God, but the woman is a reflection of man. Indeed, man was not made from woman, but woman from man. Neither was man created for the sake of woman, but woman for the sake of man. For this reason, a woman ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, or man independent of woman. For just as woman came from man, so man comes through woman, but all things come from God. Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a woman to pray to God with her head unveiled? Does not nature itself teach you that if a man wears long hair, it is degrading to him? But if a woman has long hair, it is her glory, for her hair is given to her for a covering. But if anyone is disposed to be contentious, we have no such custom, nor do the churches of God. All that, and then we get to the end where it says, but we have no custom, nor do the churches of God. Read some very interesting takes on head coverings and hair, and the length of hair and why it's natural and unnatural. There's a lot of stuff out there, and we're learning more about the culture as we go. Um, I always found it kind of funny because Paul says, basically, if a man wears long hair, it's degrading. But how many pictures of Jesus do you see where he's got long hair? It kind of directly contradicts what Paul is saying here in these artistic representations of Jesus and they show everybody with long hair in that era, and it really wasn't the case. They might have had beards, but their hair would have been shorter. All right, that's our lectionary reading for Monday, February 22nd. I will see you guys later.